fat and... Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the show. I said welcome to the show.
Whoa, yeah.
Forget it, forget it. Now listen, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about STD, sexually transmitted diseases, or subscriber trunk dialing. Now, it has come to my knowledge that apparently some of you are getting it a little mixed up, but STD, subscriber trunk dialing, does mean you need to use the code before you ring us. Now, we hope you'll ring us. Lots of phone calls tonight, and the number is 0532, and if you look down there, there we are, hang on, if I find that one, that's it, 0532, I'm a bit slow, I know that, 0532, that's the code, that there is the code. We want you to ring before you ring the number, which is coming up now, 461,000. We'd like you to ring, particularly and definitely if you have any questions on sexually transmitted diseases. Now, some people have been getting the code wrong, you see. Good, I think I sorted that out, lovely. Now, little music from Enya, and this is called Orinoco Float. Very nice. Listen to the words. I think you'll hear a little bit about me in there somewhere. Did you, listen, did you notice that? I won't tell you what was going on in the other corner of the studio just then. Did you notice she was singing Save the Whales, Save the Whales, Save the Whales? Can you spin it back a bit? Spin the whole thing back. Hey, spin it back. That's it. Now. Save the whale. Definitely save the whale. Right. Later, stop messing around. I've had a lot of letters about you. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit later on, right? And just be very careful. Trying to steal it, you know, trying to steal it. Where are you going now? Yes, that's right. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Now, 461,000 Leeds, the code again, 0532 461,000. We'd like you to ring. I wonder how many of you out there have ever been to a sexually transmitted, an STD clinic, sexually transmitted disease clinic. You can't really say that. Well, I went along to one in Newcastle earlier on this week to find out what it's like. Watch this.
Whaley goes to town.
That's a famous sight. Whaley goes to town this week. We've come to Newcastle upon Tyne. That's the time. In search of the Clap Clinic. Hello. Yes. I'd like to see the doctor, please.
Certainly, yes.
Yes.
May I have your name, please?
Name. Fred Smith. What do I just go and sit and...
If you just have a seat in the waiting room, a nurse will call for you shortly to take you in to see the doctor.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much indeed. Come here often? Waiting around, embarrassing.
Oh, no, it's Mr. Smith. Yes, come and have a seat.
Richard, let's forget the pretence for a moment, Richard. I'm James Whale. Now, that's quite a hairy business for somebody who's a little embarrassed about coming to a place like this. Is it? Right. Is there nothing that can be done to make it a little less embarrassing? I mean, it's a bit austere out there as well.
It is, isn't it? Yes, fighting through the bushes and coming into that rather barren waiting area. Quite agree. It's a bit like going to a pub you're not familiar with, the old-fashioned type with the sawdust on the floors. But when you get in, the landlord's okay and the barmaids are as well, and we hope we create the same sort of image here.
We're not going to talk about AIDS because I think that's been covered greatly.
Good.
We're going to talk about all the other forms, or some of the other forms of sexually transmitted disease, which a lot of people have apparently. It's quite a large proportion of the population who have them.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot going around. And remember, a lot of people have infections there anyhow, just like people get sore throats. It's just the same. You get infection there, and there's no more reason to be embarrassed because you've got an infection there as if you had a sore throat.
Syphilis is the serious one.
Correct.
That's what Henry VIII died from, and various other people in history.
So they allege, yes.
But it's not as common now as it was.
It's not. No, its frequency has fallen off very dramatically indeed. It's still around sporadically.
Okay, now that's unusual, but gonorrhea, NSU, genital warts, crabs, herpes, these are all running rampant at the moment.
Certainly there's plenty of them around, no doubt about it,
Give me a kind of an idea of what happens if, I mean, how can we tell ourselves if perhaps we have some need to go to the clinic?
Right, well, I think the first thing is if you've run a risk, if you've had sex with someone you're not sure of, or you're perhaps not certain about what your partner's been up to, then you should have the alarm bells ringing to start off with.
Hang on a minute, take note of this, all right? Okay, go on.
The next thing is, symptoms may develop, but they don't always develop. Now, if you're a fella, you may get a discharge from your penis. It may be so when you go for a pee. But some men with gonorrhea and an issue, which those symptoms indicate, have no symptoms at all. So you may have these germs without knowing about them. But most men will have these symptoms, and that certainly should take you to a clinic. If you notice any sores, ulcers on the genitals, around the penis or vagina, or if you notice any foreign lumps or bumps that shouldn't be there, those are the sort of things that should
I mean,
take
there
you.
are quite often lots of bumps and things in around that area anyway, aren't there? So how would you know whether you've got a lump or a bump which needs looking at, or it's just part of you?
You may not. If you're uncertain, then just come and see us. We don't care if we can pat you in the back and say you're fine, there's no problem. Far better that than having something that could catch up and cause problems later on.
I bet you're all getting the sort of symptoms at home at the moment, aren't you? Tell me about some of these rather awful looking tools of torture down here, because I think this is what's going to frighten most people. I mean, for goodness sake, Richard.
Right. We use this sometimes for frying warts.
Oh, please.
Not as bad as it sounds. First of all, you'd be pleased to hear some local anaesthetic, rather like the dentist uses if you're getting a tooth out, is injected at the base of the wart. It stings slightly. After that, you feel nothing. We connect this probe in here, switch on the box, and this goes red, and we just take the wart away. Doesn't hurt.
This rather gruesome looking object, what happens with this?
This is called a proctoscope. Now, if we see a gay man who's worried about the question of infection in his back passage, we obviously need to examine there. And what we do is we connect this up. It's connected to this box, which is a light source, and we can switch that on, lights up. And we just insert that with a bit of lubricating jelly into the back passage. We can see there and get swabs. We see some people who perhaps live in the fast lane who really treat us more like a dentist, and they come in every 6 months for a checkup almost. And if that's what they want to do, obviously that's a service we're there to provide.
You don't mind that?
I don't mind that. No, far better. I think prevention is better than cure. If we can prevent things occurring, then we're winning.
Great, Richard, thank you very much indeed. It certainly put me at my ease, but then of course I haven't had you grabbing hold of any of my most intimate parts.
Next time maybe,
461000. He's waiting for your call now.
No, next time he won't be, I can assure you. Now, listen, welcome back to the programme. We're looking for phone calls, let me tell you first of all tonight, on sexually transmitted diseases other than AIDS. Obviously, some people want to talk about AIDS, a lot of people want to talk about AIDS, but it's something we perhaps, would you behave yourself, fellas, would like to talk about the other diseases. And we'll be talking to Michael Waugh, who is a doctor, who is a venereologist, actually, a little bit later on in the programme. Now, before we do anything else, they do say that impersonation is the highest form of flattery, and I am only too pleased to be of service to other people's TV shows, to give them some sort of ideas for what they should put in them. And earlier on this evening, well, just you watch this, look at this. Now there we are, you see we have Donna, the blonde model, in there. I don't know who the other chap on the other side in the rather ill-fitting suit is. Donna Hartley is on this show tonight. Oh, we had him on the other day, didn't he? The George Michael look-alike. In the background, the teddy bear mutilator. Blonde personality, not as attractive, I hasten to add, as ours. And Fire Eater, we've done the Fire Eater as well. And there we are, Donna Hartley. She was on last week's show. We got quite a lot of letters about Donna as well. And some of them we'll try to squeeze into the programme a little bit later on. So there we are. Unfortunately, of course, he hasn't really picked up on my style and my dress sense yet, but who knows, perhaps next week on his programme, he may well. Right, sexually transmitted diseases. I wonder if you've ever wondered what they look like. Nurse, come over here. Now, I don't know the technical terms for these, but here, this is one of them. This is rather nasty. If you've got this, you'll be itching all over the place. Very, very nasty. There we are. That's one for the sound man over there. That's a horrible one. That's a horrible one. I think the floor manager deserves to have that. And this one, of course, well known, this one, crabs, for anybody who you see. No, you know, very, very nasty indeed. That's that cameraman over there. And that's, get out of it. That's not it. For goodness sake, that's a whale. Sorry, somebody spent a lot of time baking that. Behave yourselves. We'll find out more about that a little bit later on. Don't go away. More after the break. Okay, nurse, could I have the notes? We have a full surgery today. Miss Mishkov, are you here? Lovely. Nurse, would you like to come into the surgery, please? Very, very nice. I notice you've had a rather exciting time of it, haven't we, lately, obviously?
I'm terrifically jealous.
Yes. Well, of course, I've had to be here looking, as one would say, at the sharp end, if you like.
Excuses.
But, listen, I'm sure we can do something for you. Would you like to take a seat over here in my
I
consulting
can sit down,
room?
not lie down.
No, please, not at the
Yes.
moment. We would be very grateful if you'd
stirrups come later,
sit down.
do they?
The stirrups come later, the chandeliers later, the leather thonging, and everything else. Don't mind if I take my coat off. Do you?
Take off what you like.
Hey, come here. Please. Thank you very much. Take off what you like. I am. Do you know, I've been getting so many... Nina, thank you very much indeed for coming. Listen, I've been getting so many letters about being a sexist pig, and it's just not fair.
Well, I noticed, I mean, you making her take your coat off.
I know.
Most women would throw the coat over your head, of course.
I know, Nina, we're going to get back and talk. You've been in the paper an awful lot lately, and you have done us a little favour in road testing some of the late-night entertainment James Whale packs. Can you see that one over there? Can we see that one over there? And if we read your letter out on the programme, of course, we'll send you a pack. But before we do that, something completely different. Look at this. Now, Whaley's Whalers is a feature we hope to include in the programme where you make your own pop video, okay? All we need is for you to put it down on your own either VHS or beta video and send it to us. We'll give you the address in a few moments and we will do the rest, right? Remember, it must be yours originally and we will make it into a fantastic pop video for you and show it on the programme. Now, the address to send it to is Wales Whaler, care of Yorkshire Television, the Television Centre, Leeds LS3 1JS. Do you know that there is somebody actually employed the whole time making up these rather, you know, Whaley's Mail and Wales Whaler and stuff like that? It's very good. Listen, you don't have to pretend not to be here. You can pop in. Oh my gosh, there's so many people here with all sorts of problems. We'll have to look at those. I think actually, Nina, if you'd like to pick up your phone, we'll just talk to a few people on the telephone, see the sort of problems, and then I'll ask you. We'll have a consultation. Okay. In a few moments, a little consultation. Now, Ian, hello.
Hello.
Ian, you're calling us from Huddersfield.
Exactly, yeah,
yes.
Huddersfield.
Well, what's your problem, Ian? What does the problem seem to be?
I haven't got a problem, actually.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, well, get off. We don't need you. If you've got a problem, for goodness sake. Richard, hello.
Richard, yeah.
Yes, Richard? Wake up. Are you going to pay attention,
Yes,
Richard?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
wake
Don't
up.
worry about it.
That's all right.
Well, the problem is, James, it's with you, actually. You're dealing with the problem very, very flippantly.
Yes. Do you think I'm being a little too flip?
Very much.
Yeah, tough. Okay, right, we don't need you. John, I don't like it if people tell me off. It's not nice. My
No,
programme.
it's your show.
It's my
you
show.
can be as rude as you like.
Well, of course it is. Of course it is. Graham from York. He won't be rude. He'll be charming to me. Graham, hello. He's in
also
fact
dead.
gone. Mark.
out.
What? Mark? Graham? John?
He's fainted.
Hang on just a minute. Sort it out. Who've we got? We have Mark from Derby. Hello, Mark.
Hello, James.
Sorry about that, Mark.
That's all
Not
right.
your fault, Mark.
Oh, my
Yet.
fault.
Mark, can we help you? Have you a little problem here or not?
Yeah, well, I haven't got a little problem at the moment, James, but I did have, and I think it's something that possibly quite a few people have gone through. About 3 years ago, I was unfortunate enough to catch gonorrhea.
Mm-hmm.
It was a one-night stand, and, okay, possibly my fault,
Yeah.
but I did the correct thing. I went along to the clinic, and you've done a little sketch tonight of going along, but when you're actually in that position, I don't know whether things have changed now, but I was made to feel really a second-class citizen.
Yeah. The thing is, actually, let me just tell you, the thing is that we're trying to show tonight that it's something that is not that difficult, all right? To go to that clinic is not as difficult as a lot of people think. The alternative to not going, or to going, the alternative to going is horrific to think of.
I agree with you there, James, but it's still, if you've sort of been careful before, if you like, to suddenly find that you've got a sexually transmitted disease, it's a hell of a shock to the system anyway. It takes a while to pluck up courage to go.
Well, we hope, Mark, after your call tonight, we will encourage some other people to pluck up enough courage as well. Thank you for that. Martin from Sheffield. We'll take one more call quickly. Martin.
Hello?
Hi.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that due to science as it is, gonorrhea is increased by 10 times because beforehand, say 100 years ago, it's become 10 times more difficult to cure due to mankind interfering, trying to cure it with only one type of antibiotic instead of two.
So you think that man is messing it up too much, do you?
It's just making it harder to cure.
Well, we'll find out from the doctor who'll be talking to us a little bit later on, but thank you for the moment. If you want to keep calling us on that subject of sexually transmitted diseases other than AIDS, 0532 461 1000 is the number. Are you all right?
I'm fine, thank you.
Have you ever had any sexually...
No, actually,
no.
not
Would
at
you
all.
tell me anyway?
I would tell you.
You would?
I would tell you, but you know that the caller Mark is saying how he was made to feel a second-class citizen. In fact, if you're a woman, you are treated like a second-class citizen when you go along for any kind of gynecological examination, however kind the doctor is, however patient they are, and all of that, because you are made to feel somehow very vulnerable. I mean, far more vulnerable than men, because you're lying there with your legs in the air. It's really very difficult.
Not the best place to feel relaxed, of course.
No, very, very difficult for women.
OK, we'll come back and talk some more in a few moments. Time for a little music, and this is Tanita Takaram and Twist in My Sobriety. That sounds painful to me. Tanita Takaram and Twist in My Sobriety, a little... light relief, as it were, there. I'm joined by Michael Waugh. Michael, welcome to the show. Michael is a venereologist.
Yes.
I've been getting my tongue around that all day, a venereologist,
Dead
which
right.
is a guy who spends his entire life, looking at people's private parts, I suppose.
More or less. You're on the right line.
You were going to say bang on, weren't you, really? I was trying not to treat this.
Not quite that, no.
Guy accused me of treating this topic with levity. I mean, it's one that's very difficult to actually talk about unless you do treat it with some kind of levity.
I think, in a way, you've got to treat this fairly light-heartedly. Right, it can be very, very serious indeed, but the vast majority of people who get these sort of things are fairly young.
We're talking, or we've been talking in the media anyway, a lot about AIDS, which is the thing we're not particularly going to talk about tonight. Have people become more aware of sexually transmitted diseases, or are they still perhaps forgetting that there are other things than AIDS to worry about?
Yeah, we wish they had become more aware of sexually transmitted diseases. There's been an enormous amount of publicity over the last 3 years about AIDS. But if you look in some parts of the country, especially outside London, there's actually been an increase of sexually transmitted diseases.
An increase?
Yeah.
But I thought, and Nina must bear me out here, but I thought people were cutting down on their promiscuity.
Well, I don't quite know all the reasons for it, but we're certainly seeing in this part of the world an increase of gonorrhea, for instance, at the moment.
Well, a chap on the phone earlier said that was because there weren't enough sorts of antibiotic, I think he said.
No, I think he's wrong there.
You do?
It's not difficult to treat gonorrhea at all. We've got the right antibiotics. The drug industry keeps churning out new antibiotics, and with good specialists, it's not a difficult thing to cure.
Do people, when they come in to see you, I mean, are they prepared to tell you all their problems straight away, or do you actually have to coax it out?
It's like anything else. When somebody's very upset, and most people I think are very upset when they first are worried about sexually transmitted disease, you've actually got to calm people down beforehand. Therefore, it's rather like most sort of clinical situations. You talk to the person, you let them ramble on for 2 or 3 minutes if they want to, and then, in fact, you start to ask questions. You don't ask all that many questions, because specialists will have a very good idea what's going on after 4 or 5 questions.
Let's take a few calls and ask a few questions to our audience tonight. We've got, I think, Linda from Hull. Hello, Linda.
Hello.
Hi, Linda. Linda, what would you like to ask us?
Well, it was just we was having a talk in the pub about these things, and you know, like AIDS sort of spreads through the needles because it's in connection with blood.
Don't ask me.
Can the same thing happen with fleas? Can they sort of spread it from one person to another by the blood?
What, fleas?
Yeah.
Spread what?
AIDS.
Spread AIDS?
Yeah.
I don't think fleas can spread AIDS, can they?
Fleas don't spread AIDS.
No? No, you're okay. Don't worry about it. Thank you very much indeed.
I'd be more worried about having fleas, for God's sake.
I think I would as well. Kevin from Keighley. Nina said you can't do a programme without having a Kevin on. She was right. Yes, Kevin?
I'd like to speak to the doctor, please.
Yeah?
It's to do with the way the sexually transmitted diseases are treated. The clinics, you see. I mean, they're not really most salubrious of places, are they?
I agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. I, for the last 15 years in Leeds, have been trying, in fact, to get a better clinic.
I just think it's downgraded, really, isn't it? From
a priority point of view of the health service, I would have thought it gets one of the lowest forms of priority. If a programme like this can do any good, it might, in fact, induce the authorities to give us better clinics all around the country.
Okay, Kevin, thank you for that. You'd like a tidied up place, would you?
I'm like a much better clinic. I mean, we're dealing with members of the public who are worried, and what we really want is good facilities.
Good, okay. We've got Sarah from Hull. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, James.
Sarah.
Hello, James.
Sarah, I'm told that you say you're a prostitute from Hull.
Yes, that's right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Are you worried? We're not talking about AIDS tonight, really, Sarah. We're talking about any other sort of sexually transmitted disease. I mean, in your line of work, presumably you are concerned.
Yeah, I am, yeah. Yes?
Am I going to have to coax every line out of you, Sarah?
James!
Thank you very much indeed, Sarah. We'll forget Sarah. Right.
I think she's got a client halfway through that.
Do you think so? I don't know. Perhaps that's always a point. Do people know enough, do you think, about how to protect themselves?
No, I don't think they do. First of all, I think there's a reticence in this country about educating people.
Yeah.
They've got to be educated young. You've got to get it the whole time. You haven't got to sort of pussyfoot it around. You've got to let people know, as young adults, what's going on. I think in some European countries it's been very much better done than it's been done in this country.
Okay,
we'll don't think there are Victorian attitudes to sex in this country?
Very. We'll talk about it after the break, if you don't mind.
All right, all right.
Right, we're going to take a break. Back in a few moments. Don't go away. Welcome back, the James Whale radio show on TV. Do you know, it's very quiet in the studio today. They keep whizzing out and whizzing back in again. Do you mind? We're on the air. Do you mind? Come here. Just give me your powder puff. One moment. I'll do it. For goodness sake, stop messing around, for goodness sake. Is it? Just a minute. Yeah, okay, right. Thank you very much indeed. I'm sorry about that. They don't take it seriously, you see. They just don't take it seriously.
I've got a little more putty on the forehead, I thought.
Do you think so?
Yeah, a little.
Now, don't be nasty. I've been nice so far, please. Do you think, listen, Nina, you were heavily reported as having a number of what they call in the newspapers toy boys recently.
Yes,
and they said you were a very sexually active lady.
Is that some kind of condemnation?
No, condemnation. It's very good. A little ripple for it. Very good indeed. Very nice. No, I mean, are you worried about this sort of thing, or do you think you can control the situation?
Well, control the situation as far as the press are concerned. I'm always...
No, I'm talking about the actual... Forget the press.
About the toy boys. I don't want to control the situation in the fact... just because I fancy younger men. Why should I hide the fact? I'm not looking for a stable relationship with a man my age. Most men of my age, I'm 42, are either married, divorced with hang-ups, or gay. So, and I won't have affairs with married men. So, I absolutely... And physically, I really fancy younger men.
Look at them all looking miserable out here since you said that, yeah.
Why not?
Michael, isn't this likely to sort of upset... I mean, here you are trying to control, if you like, people's sexual... Well, perhaps you're not trying to control their sexual appetite, but Nina promoting...
What a dreadful thought.
Nina promoting, well, it's all right.
But Nina actually, I think, practices safe sex.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So what's the difference? I'm not harming anybody. I'm not married. They're not married. What's the problem? By the way, the cameraman that's pointing straight at you now, how old is he?
This little blonde one here, I think he's only about 23, actually. Can you get a shot of this?
28. He's a bit old.
You've taken a fancy to this one.
He's a bit old, but perhaps we could make an exception.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's have a little music while you chat him up.
Shorts?
All right. I don't know. We'll find out. Do you wear boxer shorts? We've got Tony Cole, who's going to come in, actually. Can we see, is Tony anywhere in the building? I think we'll bring Tony. Oh, there he is. Look, there he is, with nurses bringing him in. Look, isn't she lovely tonight? Looks very nice. And thank you for the letters. And no, the answer is no to all the people who wrote in and asked. You do? I do. It's terribly sexist, isn't it? I am totally sexist. But this is Tony Cole, who's dressed, actually, at the moment, in a very large condom. Very nice, Tony. Nina, control yourself. Now, last time Tony and I worked together was on a TV show up in Newcastle where all the audience walked out. And if the cameramen tried here, there'll be trouble. Tony, take it away.
I'm a common old garden penis. I'm noted for my cleanness. My master is a careful sort of chap. His precautionary tactic is to use a prophylactic, which suits me fine because I don't want the clap. I'm a willy in a welly, I'm a willy in a welly, and I really feel quite suave, and what the hell? You'll never see me on the telly, wearing fashion by Pirelli, but the only word for how I feel is swell. There's a fairly widespread hysteria about some small bacteria who live in places where the sun don't shine. They're really rather yucky, and they're passed on just by nookie. Why don't you get an outfit just like mine? I'm a willy in a welly, I'm a willy in a welly, and I really feel quite suave, and what the hell? You'll never see me on the telly, wearing fashion by Pirelli, but the only word for how I feel is swell. You would be a great silly Billy to carry on willy-nilly, but you needn't feel neglected or unloved. Just a simple basic measure takes the worry out of pleasure. You should see the sort of places I get shoved. I'm a willy in a welly, I'm a willy in a welly, and I really feel quite suave, and what the hell? You'll never see me on the telly, wearing fashion by Pirelli, but the only word for how I feel is swell. They're the very best thing to throw on, to thwart a spermatozoon. Forget your access, these are flexible friends. They'll avert both AIDS and rabies, and they'll also ward off babies, although they tend to get stuck in S-bends. I'm a willy in a welly, I'm a willy in a welly, and I really feel quite suave, and what the hell? You'll never see me on the telly, wearing fashion by Pirelli, but the only word for how I feel is swell.
Hey! Yes, Nina, any comment? How do you think he'd do on New Faces?
Absolutely win it, win it. I mean, wonderfully tasteless.
It was?
Brilliantly tasteless.
Yes, yes, and he's been doing that for so long now, of course, as well. Do you think
Not in the same condom, I hope.
In the same condom. It's about time you got a different one.
You're not supposed to reuse them, you know.
Yes,
it's not like tea bags, you know.
We actually went out on the streets a little earlier today to find out what people think of condoms, whether they got bored with the whole subject or not. This is what happened.
Whaley goes to town.
Whaley goes to town again, this time in the city of Wakefield, to find out what some of the people there think about the condom.
A waste of time.
A waste of time?
I wouldn't trust them.
You wouldn't? What do you use?
Nothing now, I'm pregnant. I won't know about that, I don't use them.
Oh, condoms. What are them?
Not much because I don't wear them. Horrible things.
What do you think about condoms?
Prefer me chips.
You do?
Yeah. Well, I don't use them myself.
You don't?
No.
I think everybody ought to use them. I don't know them personally, but I think everybody ought to use them.
We don't talk about it.
Well, I don't eat them myself.
They're a good idea, I think. They're safe.
Yeah? Yeah, what's your favourite colour?
Pink. What do you think of them?
I'm asking the questions, you do the answering.
What do I think of them? Well, I don't use them anyway, if that's what you want to know.
Hello! Can you spare me a minute? Come here! Want to say something about condoms?
Don't you think I'm past it?
461000. He's waiting for your call now.
No, I don't think she's past it at all. 0532 461,000 if you'd like to have a chat. Let's take some more calls. Richard, hello. Where are we? Richard? No, Richard? Brian? Matthew? Anthony? Anybody?
Hello?
Yeah, who's that?
It's Matthew.
It's Matthew, is it? Okay, Matthew, what can I do for you?
I'd like to ask the doctor how dangerous sexually transmitted diseases actually are.
Okay, that's a good question, I suppose, Michael. I mean, are they as dangerous as people are saying or not? I mean, are they going to kill you?
It all depends which one. There's about 30 or 40 different sexually transmitted diseases. Some are a nuisance, very easily treated. Some have very serious consequences. Dr. Patman from Newcastle mentioned syphilis. I mentioned another one, hepatitis B. Gonorrhea can cause the most awful damage to the tubes in a woman later on. Chlamydial infections, which can cause non-gonococcal urethritis, can cause the same sort of problems. And if one looks at one of the most frequent things we now see in genital wart infections, there's certainly a link up between them and some forms of tumour of the cervix.
So would you think that anybody who had any problems at all or any worry, they should go straight to the clinic?
Yeah. We'd much rather see somebody who's worried, who turns out to have nothing at all, as my colleagues already said, than somebody who thinks they've got something, has something, and doesn't bother to get a check-up.
Okay, thank you for that, Matthew. Anthony, hello.
Hello, James.
Yes, Anthony.
Could I speak to Nina, please?
Yes, you carry on, Anthony. What would you like to ask her?
Hello, Nina. I'd just like to say that I think you're looking wonderful tonight.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm 21 myself, and I look at you and I think, well, that's sound for me, that.
Anthony, did you say you were 21?
Yeah, I'm 21.
Okay, leave your telephone number. We'll give it to her later. Right, Gina, hello.
So 21 and demented.
Hello, I'm Gina.
Yes, Gina.
I'd like to say that I think it should be put more in schools to young children, young teenagers, about the clinics. Parents should have a greater understanding. They should talk to the children more. Get to know the children more. Get to know if they are sexually involved or anything. If they are using something, to sit and talk with them.
Good, fine. Thank you very much indeed, Gina. Yes, I think I'd you know...
Make the point, yes.
I'd agree, yes, with Gina.
Yeah.
But a lot of people... I mean, there have just been 2 new videos, haven't there?
Yes,
produced.
there has.
One for schools, which was made by the government, and one which was made by the Catholic Church. And there's a little discrepancy between the 2. I mean, is it helpful to have these videos? Or?
It's bound to be in a free society discrepancy between different agencies coming out with different things or having different slants on the same subject. I think, in fact, anything which gives rise to a discussion point is good, whatever you may think of the contents to begin with.
Don't you think that anything that makes it sound normal and not something that's absolutely disgusting and dirty is going to be a help? I used to edit a teenage magazine called Jackie until about 10 years ago, and we still used to get letters saying, last night a boy kissed me at the bus stop, will I have a baby?
I sincerely hope not, if he kissed you at the bus stop.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, for goodness sake.
Times moved on, I hope.
Wendy.
Hello, James.
Wendy from Derby.
Hello. I'd like to put my question to Michael, please.
Yes, go on, Wendy.
Michael, I've been counselling rape victims. I haven't been to the clinics lately, but could you tell me, are female doctors now more readily available, and do these victims get priority treatment to go straight in without waiting?
That's a bit of a difficult question to answer, because I don't quite know what the facilities for staffing are in your area. In most areas, we in fact try to get female doctors on duty several times during the week. And if any patient particularly wants to see a female doctor, they can always actually ask to see a female doctor, and we'll try to arrange it.
Okay, thank you very much indeed for that, Wendy. We'll be taking some more calls, some of your letters as well, but first, we'll take a break.
I don't know, but I've been told. Say 12! Say 12 on your radio. Say 12! Now he's on the TV too. Say 12! Call him now, he'll talk to you. Say 12!
You know, I've got all sorts of interesting facts and information in front of me. This is one you got to like this. Rasputin apparently was reputedly able to give his female conquests exquisite pleasure, largely because of a fine crop of warts on his penis.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear me.
Please.
Oh, that would have been pretty harmful, wouldn't it, Michael? Really?
Yes.
Yes.
In a word, yes.
A couple of weeks ago, we sent some of these packets of late-night entertainment to Nina to road test. How did you find they went?
I found it rather hard, actually, because the problem is...
Behave. No tittering in the background. I'm sorry.
The problem is that there are apparently 5 flavours, and in each pack there are 3. And some people might like the fact that it's a kind of surprise package. You don't know what you're going to get. I mean, but you can perm any 3 from 5, or sperm any 3 from 5. But if you don't like the flavours you've got, it's a bit of a nasty shock. We've got strawberry, which I found quite fruity, quite nice. Banana, also I like the fruity one. Licorice, I mean, I didn't actually ever come across the licorice at all. I could be wrong, but, you know, orange, I think there was pretty tasteless.
Can you tell at a sort of a glance or not?
I can probably sniff it.
Yeah, I see. Yes. Michael, is there any reason why anybody should want to make, it goes with your outfit, any reason why anybody should want to make flavoured condoms at all? Or is it just a gimmick to get people to talk about
I just think there are good reasons why people want to make flavoured condoms. One, I would have thought, I can think of a very specific reason, actually. In fact, for all genital sex, if we're allowed to mention it on the programme.
That's interesting, isn't it? People get very upset if you... Please, you know, we shouldn't perhaps mention all sex or anything that's a little bit tacky, should we?
Well, it happens. If it happens, it's part of human behaviour. I think it ought to be discussed. And in fact, probably wearing a condom for oral genital sex, especially in a high-risk group such as gay men, you're going to prevent a passage of infection across.
Do people actually know how to use condoms, do you think, properly?
Not as well as they should, no.
What should they do? Perhaps you'll just demonstrate.
Right.
I mean, you know, can we... Nurse, could you bring in
We
some
haven't rehearsed
apparatus?
this one. We'll see what we can do. We'll say them there.
I mean, what would you suggest people do?
First of all, they've got to practice at home.
Yeah.
In a bedroom by themselves.
Yeah.
If they're a bloke, of course.
Extremely
before they
small
actually...
bananas. Those are the biggest bananas Yorkshire can muster.
So very small.
Pathetic. I'm glad I don't live out here.
I need a bigger one than that, actually. This will do better.
We all need a bigger one
right.
than that.
You stick it up like this.
Yeah.
And then, well, you've already opened it from the packet.
Yeah.
And then pull it back quickly over the erect penis, otherwise the penis will go limp, and you squeeze out the air at the top, and then you hope it works.
The thing that really always entertains me is the thought that somebody's going to be able to do this in a heightened moment of passion.
That's why I said practice and practice and practice before you actually have to do it.
Do you think that I mean, okay, if you're in a stable relationship and you're not having sex with anybody other than one partner, then you wouldn't necessarily need to use these.
That's probably fine if you're in a stable relationship. But the difficulty is telling when a stable relationship's going to begin and when it's cracking up. And you're never quite sure what your partner's actually been doing.
You're basically saying don't have sex without a condom, aren't you?
I would say this for any young person, in actual fact, until they've actually been with that person for quite some months.
What do you think, condom? I mean,
I mean, what I'd like some chocolate flavours. I'm a complete chocoholic myself, and surely the whole point of flavouring is to encourage people to use them. Chocoholic, ice cream flavours.
Listen,
let's have the lot.
There are cocktail flavours coming up.
Pina colada, I assume.
Pina colada. I can't handle any more. Let's have Tom Jones and... Oh, Kim Wilde. We're going to have Kim Wilde. What are you doing now? Where did you come from? Very nice. Is she lovely? Eh? Very nice.
Please.
Kim Wilde, here she comes. Okay, well, listen, can you... Look, could you take these, please? Just... Thank you very much. Oh, I mean, please. Thank you very much indeed. That's... Oh, dear, right. Thank you for the letters, by the way. We're getting loads of letters from all over the country, and please keep the letters coming in. If we read one of your letters out on the show, you will get a pack of late-night entertainment, and you can see if you agree with Nina as to anyway.
Tasteless, a lot of them.
Tasteless, yes, tasteless,
like
a lot of them.
Like the fact that you've got a woman dressed up as a nurse in a very short skirt. That's terribly tasteless.
It is, isn't it? It is tasteless.
Quite dreadful.
Yes, yes. We've had a lot of letters. Could we see more of her? Could we... oh, you did. Fine, that was very
I'm surprised your fans can write, James.
Now, that's not nice. That's not nice. Some very eloquent letters here. There's one here from Ashley Simmons, who wrote and says, please could you tell Mr. Whale, was the lady on the exercise machine paid extra for permitting you to feel up her knees? Strange way of putting it, really, isn't it? Such behaviour, along with your juvenile curiosity into a transvestite's underwear... Did I really do that last week? And a bodybuilder's sex life was reminiscent of an adolescent boy who has just discovered a penis in the fold of his Y-fronts. That's not very nice.
Oh dear, Y-fronts are so disgusting anyway.
Well, let's start that again. I mean, I just don't like the idea of anybody having to wear boxer shorts. I think that's quite disgusting.
Y-fronts look like dishcloths filled with walnuts.
Mr. Davis...
so unattractive.
Do you mind I'm speaking?
Sorry.
OK. Mr. Davis from Penarth in South Glamorgan. I didn't know HTV took the programme, but there we are, he's listening. He says, what an utter waste of time James Whale is. You cannot begin to compare him to Donahue, Opera, whatever her name is, and could we also beat Mr. Whale... Oh, that's not very nice, is it? I mean, that's just very, very nasty, but still, never mind. But Marion Spencer from Glasgow says, could you please have Ronnie Hilton on your TV
Signed Ronnie Hilton.
Oh, well, Stephen Benton, though, from York, he said the programme is far too short for a presenter of your talent. What a lovely man. I also got quite a lot of letters about you, and I'm not very keen on any of them. Adam Jackson from Wigan says, I'm disgusted by the way that you treat that beautiful woman that flits about your show. She should have her own part. Not saying anything. And...
this is ridiculous. It's a studio filled with men going, hoo, hoo, hoo,
Donna
hoo,
looked
fantastic.
fantastic.
It's disgusting, ooh.
After what you've said about men in the papers, you can just shut up.
Wrong?
Just
What's
shut
wrong
up a
with
minute. Yes, you just make us out to be sex objects, so don't you start.
Quite.
Donna
If only
looked
you
fantastic.
could be. If only you could be.
Belt up. Donna looked fantastic in the swimsuit, and she is a credit to the programme. Anyway, you'll all get little packets of these. Right, Keith, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here,
Keith, where are you calling from?
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I'd like to speak about a hairpiece, to ask you about hairpiece.
A hairpiece? Oh, we're not talking about hairpieces. Richard, hello?
Hello?
Yes, Richard.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question regarding condoms.
Yeah?
We hear a lot that they're very good for AIDS, but...
Where are you calling from, Richard?
Exeter and Devon.
Exeter. How is Devon tonight?
Cold.
Good, good, good. So there won't be any problem... Well, never mind, right. Go on.
Hello, yeah, what it is how safe are condoms regarding these other diseases? Because we don't hear any kind of...
Serious question,
about that.
okay, serious question, Richard. Let's have a serious answer finally from Michael.
If they're used properly, they've got the kite mark, they're very good, in fact, at preventing all the other sexually transmitted diseases.
So?
Surely it's the same problem that Donna Hartley has, the problem of split ends.
You are a bitch. I mean, honestly, you're so bitchy, it's not true.
You can't help but notice the woman's split ends. I mean, it's a shame.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you very much indeed. The hour has gone all too quickly again. Would you like to take some packets with you? Because I know you're off to America in the morning,
Certainly,
aren't you?
off to America, off to New York in the morning.
Okay, well, if you take some with you, have a wonderful
Thank
time.
you. I
Michael
will,
Ward, thank you very much indeed. The fairly quiet Tony Cole, thank you. Thank you for watching. We're back next week at the same time. Don't forget Whaley's Mail. Send your letters in and your homemade pop videos as well. And who knows, next week, even more of the delightful Donna. Wave bye-bye.
Can I take the blonde cameraman as well?
Would you
What do
shut
think?
up? Could you stop that? Talking about men as if they're sexual objects. It's not nice at all. It's not nice at all.
Well, thank God for that. If it was nice, we wouldn't like it.
Oh, dear me.
It'd be far too boring.
Who are you taking with you to America? Does he know yet?
The blonde cameraman.
The blonde cameraman. Come over here. Come over. Can you take it? Just walk over there. Walk up. Come here. Quick, move it.
He's still on.
Do you want to take him over there or not?
What,
It's
to New York?
we get a shot. He's running out of the window.
He's
Bring him
poor
back
man is
here.
desperate. Have you ever seen a man? A man in panic, in complete panic.
I think you should...